Aaron Sampson here to talk about Burstfire, a tactical shooter made by the devs who did Hawken. If you see the footage of this game and you feel like it's a little bit like Rainbow Six Siege, that's because it was heavily inspired by Rainbow Six Siege. It's a 5v5 one-life tactical shooter. The devs are not shy about saying they watched a trailer for Siege and felt very strongly that this was a mode like deathmatch that anybody could do, and then they felt they had their own take on it. It has a lot of the same phases as Siege. You have your scouting and fortifying phase with strong and weak barricades. The strong barricades even have that similar spike pattern on the other side of the wall when you're attacking. There are things that I really like about it too. It's continuing the trend of tactical shooters that have longer times to kill. In my mind over the years, games like Battlefield, which I always talk about, their time to kill has been going more and more towards Call of Duty, where you spawn practically before your old body hit the ground. That's where everything's been headed. So it's nice seeing these tactical shooters going back in the other direction, where you actually get into gunfights that last a while. You use tactical destruction in this game in much the same way as Siege to breach walls, or if you're trapped in a room, to escape through walls. Although it doesn't have the same level of micro destruction that Siege has. There are very specific walls that you can get through. Now, what's different about Burstfire? There's no classes. Every class can take any loadout with them. You'll see some similar gadgets like the scouting drones, but they also have different ones. They have a hover drone. They have a bunch of different types of grenades. And they have a pretty wide range of weapons. They have some also new things that they've done. For example, in the scouting phase, when you walk into the room, you can tag the fortifying enemies, but then you can also set a marker for yourself, which is really useful because you're gonna put it on the door that they did not fortify. And then when you spawn in as the attacking team, you can actually just go right to your marker and breach that wall. And it gives you kind of a greater chance of success. The lean was very generous in this game, so it really encourages you to move slow and lean. As a matter of fact, they said they have a Counter-Strike player on staff who, when they started, was doing his run and gun style. And they just kept changing the mechanics and upping the pain on this guy until he couldn't run and gun anymore, essentially until he stopped. So the devs were saying that they're doing as much as they can to prevent that from happening in this title. The map convention that we played was also pretty varied. There was about 4 different hacking locations. Some of them had long sight lines and some of them were close quarters, so even though we played the same map a bunch of different times, it felt like a fairly different experience each time we played it. And then they also have some nice little touches, such as if you wound somebody below, I think they said it was about 20% health, that person leaves a blood trail. So you can actually, if you're strong, if it's like 5v2 or something, or 4v2, the people who you've wounded, you can chase them down through the level actually looking at the blood trail, but I'm sure that at some point people will learn to use the blood trail as also a trapping mechanic. So that was kind of cool and interesting. This will probably be a good place to cut your teeth on tactical multiplayer shooters because the mode is based on Rainbow Six Siege's mode, and the Siege beta isn't out until after this title launches. The dev also expressed a desire that this game will grow over time. It's going to be just a one-time purchase, and they feel that they want to evolve this mode into their own unique mode. So basically what they're saying is, I guess by the time Siege comes out, they'll have added a lot more tools and weapons and sort of taken this in a different direction so it won't feel too similar to Rainbow Six Siege. But whether that happens, we'll still have to see. Burstfire hits Steam Early Access on August 6th if you want to check it out.
You're all clear, gentlemen. Now nothing stands between you and that intel.